Isaiah doing what real disciples should do, recognizing that they serve a God who is holy and hating the sin inside themselves. I know you want to be entertained. I know you want to shout and run around a building. No, if we're going to go out of here and be better disciples, we need to hate the sin that's inside of us. It's killing our witness in the church. We dance around his throne and we call him holy, but you know where you headed tonight when you get out the conference. Something powerful would happen in your life when you start hating the sin you keep tolerating. When you start feeling grieved, like, I gotta stop thinking this, and that hurts you. I gotta get out of this relationship even though it hurts you. I gotta stop speaking like this even though it hurts you. I gotta stop acting like this even though it hurts you. Your life would have more power when you start hating the sin that's inside of you, when you start recognizing that the God you serve is holy, holy, holy. And the reason the unbelievers think we are a joke, because we don't act like he's holy, holy, holy. Real disciples, watch, feel brokenness over sin. Real disciples feel grief in their heart over sin. Real disciples search their heart and they say, Lord, deal with the sin that's in my heart. Real disciples, they wring out their mess in the presence of a holy God. Real disciples want a man deal with the negative and the dark things they see inside of their heart. How are you a disciple with no desire for a pure heart? How are we disciples with no desire for a consecrated interior life? You'll be jealous of people with an anointing, but don't want to pay the price to have that. You'll be jealous of people who got favor, but don't wait to pay the price to have that. See, we love to shout over blessing. Man, I dare, man, we would shout to say over the fact we're gonna wring out the sin that's in our heart even tonight. Why won't you shout about that? The same God that Isaiah saw, the pre-incarnate Christ, is the same Lord that called his followers to be holy like God is holy. But Isaiah didn't stop there with his brokenness. He said in the back half of verse 5, and I dwell amongst a people with unclean lips. You know what this is? This is Isaiah looking out over his nation and being broken over the sins of his nation. This is the people of God looking out over America and being grieved with the things we see in America. How do you see the mockery of Christ on social media and that not grieve you? How do you see shenanigans in churches and that not grieve you? How do you see foolishness in churches and that not grieve you? How do you see, I don't care, demonic sexual agendas? I don't care. Infiltrating the church and that not grieve you? How do you see gay bishops married to men and that not grieve you? What are we talking about? How do you see transvestite pastors and that not grieve you? How do you see sexual perversion trying to change the definition of marriage and that not grieve you? How do you see false teaching and that not grieve you? If the people of God are not grieved by the sins of America, who will cry out for the nation? I don't care. I said that. Ain't marrying two men, ain't marrying two women. How do you see all of this perversion in a country and your heart not be broken? Was it not the person you call Lord who looked over Jerusalem and wept over the sins of that city? If you don't shed tears for the condition of America, man, God help this nation. Listen, this ain't no sermon. This is a clarion call for us to wake up tonight. The devil will be in trouble if 7,000 of us, man, started crying out against the sins of the nation. See? The devil don't gotta attack what he already owns. You know, fake church, you little sinful pastors. The devil don't got attacked. He only attacked what are threats to him. That's why all the opposition against this conference, against Megan, against Jackie, against Phillip, against Preston, he only attacks when he sees a threat. Do you know how dangerous we will be when we start being mad at the sins in our country? You ain't no threat going to church, singing songs, loving sin, and turning a blind eye to sin. You ain't no threat. Man, I wish we could give God a hate sin praise right now. When you get mad, when you see it in your house and the lives of your children, trying to infiltrate the heart of your husband and your wife, when they're trying to rewrite the laws in your kid's school and trying to teach your kid that it's okay to have two mommies and two daddies. We will be more dangerous when we learn to hate sin in our nation. When we talk about it and pray against it and stand up against it. And there's Isaiah, let me close, bent over in sorrow, grieved over his sin, grieved over the sin of the nation. He's humble, he's contrite, he recognizes, man, he is a mess. And how does God respond to the humble? How does he respond to those who are contrite? How does he respond to those who are lowly and broken? How does he respond to them? Verse 6. Then one of the seraphim flew to me, having in his hand a burning coal that he had taken with tongs from the altar. And he took that coal and he touched my mouth and he said, behold, play. Minister Frank, just, I'm done, Frank, play. Listen, Isaiah is broken. Minister to them, Frank. Isaiah is broken over the sins of his life and the sins of his nation. The Lord sees him in that state like he'll see you in your prayer room. He sends an angel with a coal from heaven to touch him in his mouth, which is connected to the heart. Watch. Then when Isaiah started hating sin, the Lord set his soul on fire. The Lord set his mouth on fire. The Lord set his life on fire. The Lord burned him in his heart like he wants to burn some hearts tonight. He got coals in heaven for us tonight. He set him on fire. He set his soul on fire. He set his heart on fire. Fire transforms. And I feel tonight the Lord wants to set some of you on fire. You've been lukewarm too long. And you've been on the sideline too long. You've been watching other people play in this game too long. Last verse. And after Isaiah was set on fire, I heard the voice of the Lord saying, who can I send? And who will go for us? In a time of crisis and a nation that was broken, Isaiah heard God say, who can I send? The Trinitarian God. Who will go for us? The Father, Son, and the Spirit. Watch, watch, watch. And the Lord is not asking this question because there's a shortage of people to choose. No. The Lord is asking this question to give Isaiah this one opportunity to respond. That what we see in the text is this beautiful picture of salvation, and that the only response to a Christ who came, lived, died, rose, saved you from darkness, burned you in your heart, that the only fitting response is a life